Okey-day. That might be a
No, Austin, Kappa.
Oh, the cameras switched earlier. I think when you were away. I don't know. I saw them switch. I thought maybe it was just my screen that switched them.
They can hear us, but that's okay. I think one of the scariest things. I think we're live. Okay. Can they hear us though? Okay, that's cool. So hello everyone. If you're hearing this, we are still handling some things behind the scenes with tech. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful evening. We too are having a wonderful evening. As we prepare to play Kinetic TTRPG, we're also hoping one of our players is doing 100% okay with the mysterious visitor that seemed to pop by their house. And it seems like the setup to a wonderful TTRPG beginning, but that is not where we left off last episode. So, you can't see us, but we'll be there shortly. Is everyone else okay with being perceived?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Look at us being perceived. See our caption showing up. Make sure everything is working as expected.
I do not see them on my end. Oh, I do now. Yep.
Okay, there they are. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Kinetic TTRPG. Like I said, we're giving it a few minutes as we wait for one of our players to return. If this is your first time tuning in, so to speak, Kinetic TTRPG is an original TTRPG system created by yours truly. You can't actually find it anywhere unless you're one of those few people who got to preview it and agree to come play this game or give me advice on ways that I can improve it one way or another. But depending on the success or interest after this particular AP, okay, let me rephrase that. I have made the commitment that after this particular AP, I will be releasing Kinetic TTRPG for download. And it will be connected with my other TTRPG Composure because the base mechanics are very, very similar. But just one is music themed and this one is science themed. It is a simple, let's say if it was crunchy, if it's creamy. No, it's not any type of nut butter. It's just a system that utilizes D6s. Depending on the level, you have a D6 and a D8 and a D10 and then a D12 that we'll be rolling with the goals of hitting, a 3 and below for a success, etc. But Kinetic TTRPG has something called a momentum versus impact slider, and successes lead towards a buildup in momentum, and failures lead to a buildup in impact. And at the different ranges, pretty amazing things can happen. So it's a system that works very well as you role play, but it is very ROLE heavy as opposed to ROLL heavy, and which allows you to tell some very amazing stories, whether you use the canon that I created for it or not.
Now, not me forgetting to go and get the dice over here in the corner.
Again, I'm hoping everything is okay with Kappa. But as we wait for him, as you may notice, there are 5 players as opposed to 4, as we're going to introduce one of our additional cast members and characters in today's episode as well.
Do we want to introduce them?
I'm about to do that.
Is there something wrong with my Google Meets? I have headphones in, so it shouldn't be picking up anybody, but the captions are picking up when everybody else speaks, which is weird. Shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's odd.
The site is muted. It's also like I have my headphones on, so like my mic shouldn't be picking up anything anyway, but the site is Unmuted. Let me see. I don't know. It can't hurt to mute and unmute, I suppose, just in
It
case.
could be pulling. Google Meets may not be pulling your headphones. It might be pulling audio from somewhere else in your computer. So you could check that.
Everything is muted. That's so weird. Well,
Gotta love technology. All right, as we continue to wait for Kappa to return, let's go ahead and go to each person and introduce yourself and the character that you're playing. And we will start with Brandy.
hi everybody. I'm Brandy Rose at the Brandy Rose, and today I am playing Ahui, aka Archangel, written in Leet Speak, which is just my favorite code. So yeah, I'm very excited to be playing a nice indigenous character as well. I gave her the same heritage. Well, they, I think. I gave them the same heritage that I have, and I'm very excited to see that come out here and there, like it did a little bit in the solidarity of the cookout that we were at last week. The lovely solidarity between Grumpy Ahui and the wonderful elders of the community, who truly are at their wits' end with some of the more gentrification-friendly members of the community.
Not the gentrification. All right. Sin.
Wasn't prepared for that.
I think of a nice way to put all of that.
But it's just like it reads like a food label, and I think it's great. Thank you for that.
Welcome.
That wonderful person with the glowing orange little floaty things behind them is the wonderful person also running our tech, and I'll let them introduce themselves and their character.
Hello, my name is Sin of the He Them Papire. Also, tonight I will be playing Orfi, who is in the rain and not necessarily being rained on, and may have like a whole bunch of other weird things going on, like pulling out cards when they have to make difficult decisions. That'll probably happen again today. And their pronouns are, well, any of them.
Okay. Cam.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron. You can find me on Twitter at worldsmith_cam. Tonight I'm playing Rosemount, or Rose for short, who uses he/they pronouns. I use he/him. And Rose is just very excited to be engaging Papa Bear mode and having people that more people he can relate to just live a happy life.
And the new face for this particular stream, but not in the community by any stretch of the imagination, Austin.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. You can find me on Twitter at SailorSkinosis, that's Sailor, SCT Austin. And I will be playing Alec. I work at a grocery store.
The best grocery store ever. Let's see what I want to do here. So Kappa, who is still not back yet, plays an amazing character named Eisen Orel. And what we will do is we'll get started in a different place, and then hopefully by the time we get back to that place, Kappa will be back. If not, I'm going to do what I do best, which is improv like a pro. So, we're going to start with a different sort of flashback, because we need to introduce a new character. Now, last week we went back 10 years ago to that fateful day when people learned that their lives would be changing. We even visited the Forge. It happens to be the location where our additional member's character was also trained. But I don't want to take you back exactly 10 years from the date, because how old was your character 10 years ago when they were training at the Forge?
Me, Austin?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they were 18.
Okay. So about to graduate as well, just like Eisen. And then to find out, graduation isn't happening because we're shutting everything down. In fact, it probably would have been Eisen and you that would be trying for graduation. Something that 1 out of about 50 or so people ever make it through at the Forge. But we would zoom in on a help wanted sign in that small little town of Crater Cove. And it's a help wanted sign that's been printed out and taped to the front of a small little grocery store. And it's that type of grocery store that treads close to being bodega-like, but also like one of those small convenience store-like places. But then there's all this produce and it spills out into the front on crates where other things may be available to sell. And it's called J&J Grocers. Now, only one person that actually still works there. Name starts with a J, and it's a older, even at this flashback time, older, dark-skinned woman, about 4'11", but with a presence far taller and grander. Coke bottle glasses so that their eyes look just huge, like her eyes look huge. However, she's always pulling them down to look over them at everything that seems to confuse her, as opposed to just looking through them. And this help wanted sign is probably one of the first things that your character sees when they come to Crater Cove. What brought them to this small town?
They are. I didn't say Alec's pronouns. Alec uses he, they, she pronouns. Alec is here for. They have like a really nice orange grove.
Okay.
Doesn't know why. Doesn't really like eating oranges. Doesn't really like orange juice. Isn't a fan of pulp. But they saw like an ad on like in like a flyer or something, you know, that was like best oranges, you know, this side of the equator line, and they're like best. I don't know. There was something about like best oranges. It was like, you know, being from the Forge, you don't get to just say you're the best. And so like I'm going to go find out if these are the best oranges.
And to describe Crater Cove, okay, for those who missed the first episode, it's a small town, and it's a town built around not really a lake, but a large hole in the ground, a crater, so to speak, that also serves as a reservoir that fills up with water. Yet during dry seasons, the water recedes, and there's all these sort of minerals and jewels and things in this gorge that shouldn't be there. And there's a north tower, south tower, east tower, and west tower that overlooks this particular gorge, with a forest that grows around the whole, much like a barrier reef. Nothing about the environmental ecosystem here makes much sense, but it's a unique small town, and it has a rich garden life too, and it has a area of town called the Grove, where there's a gardens and a greenhouse, and like you said, an orange grove and a cherry plum orchard. So this help wanted sign calls to you almost, not because maybe you were looking for a job, but also because once you get to town, there's nothing that advertises like oranges here, go here to find oranges. There just happens to be a crate of oranges outside this grocery store.
Think I would like grab an orange from the crate, and like go inside. You have some oranges out here? Are these for sale or what's? Hello?
And for a moment, it seems that there's no one in this grocery store, but it's mainly because you cannot see Auntie Jewel behind the counter because she's that short. And all you see is this hand slam down on the top of the counter. And it's one of those hands that's been roughened after years of manual labor. And there are a couple of large rings, probably not real, but ornate rings. And she pulls herself back up onto the stool behind the counter, and you see this little old woman with dark skin, not a lot of wrinkles because black don't crack, but her hair is just almost pure white and braided, in these intricate style kind of bun. Everything is pulled back, and she's wearing a comfortable, I'm gonna just say it, she's wearing a comfortable muumuu, but it's very just, it matches her rings in these rich colors of orange and red. And she just looks through her glasses. Eh?
Hi. These oranges, are they for sale or?
I do not want any oranges. They keep bringing oranges to this shop. What am I going to do with all these oranges?
Are they from the orange? There's a thing about oranges, best oranges. Are these?
Are you here to sell me some oranges? There's already an orange place here. I can get some oranges for the people that live up the way. What is it that you want?
No, there's a crate outside full of oranges. So I assume the oranges are your oranges for sale? Is that incorrect?
There's a pause. You hear a thud because she hops down off of the stool, comes around, and then just looks up at you.
Hello.
Where did you find this orange?
There's a crate outside. I can show you. It's
yes. Show me. Where do you find this orange? Because I do not know where these oranges have come from.
Yeah, sure. And Alec goes outside. They're actually 18, but they're an 18-year-old built like a 28-year-old playing a high schooler, and you're all meant to believe they're a high schooler. But in this fantasy magical world where they are from some sort of incredible science academy, they are actually just built like that. And so they go outside. Like, see? Oranges.
Oh, that is so sweet of you to bring me these oranges. What is it that you want?
I would like... Okay. Mm-hmm. My name's Alec.
Ah, hello, Alec.
Yeah. These oranges were here before me.
Ah.
And I would like to buy one from you. You say they're the oranges from... There's a sign about best oranges. I'm just trying to figure out if that's true.
The best oranges. This is what the sign has told you. This is the best oranges.
Yeah, there's
a flyer.
Yeah.
Well, come with me. I will tell you. You say the oranges have come here before you are, but you look like you are older than the oranges. But come inside. Let me get you something to eat. Who is your mother?
That's a loaded question. So I don't have an answer for you. I would just like to buy an orange and then eat it and then I will leave after making my judgment on if these are the best oranges. Because like where I'm from, you can't just like say words like that.
I can say any words that I want. I am 72 years old.
I'm not okay. I'm not saying you personally. I'm saying the people who made the flyer that said their oranges were the best oranges. Not unless that was you, in which case I would be saying it about you. But I don't believe you did because, like 6 minutes ago, you were mad that there were oranges outside your shop. Do you not want these oranges here? Do you want me to move them?
It is very hard for me to deal with these oranges because the person that grows the oranges is no longer in the city. They have moved.
Okay.
And they keep saying, "Oh, just take these oranges and sell them." But I know nothing about the orange business, so perhaps you can tell me how much these oranges should be for.
I mean, there's somewhere between like a quarter and $1. $1 is pretty pricey. That's like usually an orange out of season, probably from overseas somewhere, to deal with the shipping and cargo costs and the expedity, because oranges don't keep very long like other fruits you typically do. So, but if they're from up the road, I mean, like, you know, a quarter, 50 cents is pretty agreeable, unless they don't move very well, and then you have to upcharge them to offset the cost, or you undercharge them so you sell more. How many oranges do you usually sell?
I do not sell the oranges. I just leave them out there, and then when I come out, they are gone. You are hired. And then she walks back into the store.
No, I didn't want I just wanted to buy an orange.
Come. I have to show you all of the things. I have a state of the art of the cash register. If you push the button, it opens and you can put the money in and you can push it back in.
Such just unpeeling the orange, gaze up. I'm trying to pay for it. I mean, that's not state of the art, really?
Huh. How is this not state of the art? Do you have the ability to go ka-ching and have money come out?
Ka-ching, and takes out $1.
You are funny. Come. And she just leads you back to little legs.
I can't trust it. This is a really good orange. I really can't trust enough. I wasn't like looking to get a job. You shouldn't just leave the oranges out front. I don't know if you have liability insurance, but if they're your oranges legally, then like if someone trips, they could get hurt. Are these your sell sheets?
Just bring them inside if you are so worried about the people getting injured by the oranges. I have never in my 72 years of life seen anybody get hurt by an orange. Now, I have seen somebody get knocked out with an apple. I have seen this. This happened in my own home.
I think she did it.
In my defense, I was not actually aiming for the head. I was aiming for the throat. But sometimes
if you work on your aim, you always aim higher than you intend. So if you were aiming you aim lower than you intend. So you aimed at the throat and it went higher. So you should aim from the sternum next time, and it should probably hit the throat. That's just a little trick. Unless you are like a skilled marksman, in which case you shouldn't miss. An orange at terminal velocity would be funny to hit someone with because it's squishy.
She goes, I'm liking the way that you think. Come.
Goes to get the oranges. Again, I can't trust this. I don't need a job, but I can help you move these oranges as payment for this orange I'm currently eating.
Right. I don't know when you can start, because I know some people have to move to the town and get their affairs in order. But if you do not have a place, there is an apartment above the shop that you can live in. I don't want to live. I don't like stairs. I am 72 years of age. I don't like going up and down the stairs. So I live in the apartment that is behind this shop.
That's lovely. I don't know if you're hearing me, in that I do not need, nor was seeking, a job currently, or need a place of residence.
Oh, you're too good for this job. You have all of this knowledge about the oranges in the velocity and the sternum and the cell sheet and the ka-ching. You can make the money, so you don't need a job.
I wasn't saying I don't. I'm just currently not. I'm like I'm not actively. I'm not graduated yet. So like when I graduate, I probably shouldn't tell you all that. I wasn't currently looking for a job. I was like here for the weekend to try oranges.
Then she gets quiet for a moment. Ah. Hmm. And this is probably where your story diverges a little bit from how everybody else had to leave the forge. Because you're right, you did actually leave to go find some oranges. Like, everybody else is suffering from a field day, which includes having to stand underneath the rain and not get wet. And it's fun, though, because you might get pizza at the end. Because the forge has aggressive encouragement. They endeavor not to be negative, but it's like, you can do those 50 push ups. You can. We believe in you, and it's good for you. You know, it's really kind of it's aggressive encouragement. And she says, how about you come here? I cook you some food. We talk about the oranges. She pauses. I foresee for you a lot of changes. So you may not take the job now. But when you need it, I will still be here. Hopefully with no oranges. But with a job. And with a place for you to stay.
Alec is real quiet, and then I lean in. Can you see the future? There was this one kid who said they could see the future, but that didn't make any mathematical sense. But if you're really good at like doing probability equations really fast, it'd be kind of like future vision. Is that what you? Can you like do that?
I kind of did. I predicted the passing of two of my husbands.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Yes. One, it was because I understood that if you race a motor car too much, it will eventually not be good. And then the other one, I'm not quite sure if it was a passing. I just don't know where he is anymore. And I am a very attractive person, so I'm not about to sit here and wait for him to return.
I think he took an apple to the throat.
Oh, do you want? Okay, wait. Okay, so it sounds like you need help. Do you want like help finding him?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh,
That was you see, I if I was very good at this probability future thing, I would have not done that. But I was like, oh, you are single, I am single, we should do this thing. And then he was like, oh my goodness, why do you smell like fish? Oh,
was he a fisher? You know, puts the oranges down. This has been a time. I'm gonna go sample other oranges. Are there other types of oranges here? Are they all from the same place?
There is only one orange grove, and the owner of it is leaving because its oranges are not doing good anymore in the soil, and we don't understand why. So there's so much oranges going everywhere, but the cherry plums are doing very good.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you want the oranges? You wanted to experience the more good oranges.
Well, it's if they're not doing, I mean, it's really easy. I'm gonna go check out this grove, and I don't have a place to stay overnight. So if I could stay in that apartment overnight, I don't have things, so I'll just sleep on the floor. That's fine, and then I'll be gone tomorrow.
Oh, of course. I will go get the food and I will cook it, and you will go see the oranges, and you will come back and you will return to your graduation. And oh, did you know I have that you can use? There is a VCR with the TV in your apartment.
Two things. Can I know your name?
Oh, I forgot you are not from here, so you do not know. I am Jewel.
Jewel. The second thing. Okay, so you said do you know the current year? Not that there's anything wrong with VCR technology. It's extremely fascinating. I mean, we put film on we put like images on a tape that can play that looks it's incredible, but like between that and the state-of-the-art cash register, I'm just like making sure that you know, because you have the right to know what year it is in case you were unaware.
I am not going to put as much chili pepper in your particular food because I think you are trying to insult my intelligence. I know what year it is. That is why I have the advanced technology. If not, you would just be stuck with a book and a record player.
Fair. I'm gonna go to the orange grove now.
Okay, you go do that. She goes, and you do stay the night, and you return to a forge. You have to be let in through the back. Everyone is kind of up in arms. You all are told that there's been a misunderstanding, and for 3 weeks you all are waiting and protecting each other and staying all together until they tell you, no more forge. But you do have a place to go. And she asks no questions when you show back up. None at all. And so we fast forward to current times where she did send you outside. She has an old pickup truck that is utilized to do pickups of things that you need outside of the town to bring to the grocery store and so on. And probably on this evening where everybody else was gathered at the lot, which is where people set up tents and grills and cook and sell plates of food. Like yesterday, for today, it was like conch fritters, and somebody was cooking ribs on the grill, and it was a whole thing. Somebody had brought out instruments, and then it started to rain. And it hasn't rained in Crater Cove for several months, even though it usually is kind of rainy during this season. And I'm assuming that you have at least gotten Auntie Jewel a cell phone. Okay.
So I can keep track of where she is.
And as the grocery store attendant, there's been a lot of things that have happened. There was that time where the alarm was going off for just hours, simply because she didn't understand how to put the code in. The fire people showed up. People thought something was wrong, and she was just going about her day like it was music in the background. There's a lot that goes on with this older lady. And by now, since it's been 10 years, she is 82, but still spry and moving around and has a mind of her own. But she calls you. She calls you, and you just hear, because she still hasn't figured out that she has to hold it to her ear while she talks. She sort of talks into it like it's some type of communicator because she watched Star Trek, and then she puts it back to her ear to hear the response. So you just say, hey, yeah, are you in the process of driving? Alec, there is a kind of an emergency. I was looking out of my window, and everybody was in the lot because, of course, Jewel knows everybody's business as well. And Iza was at that grill, and he is doing the flirting thing with the hoku, the one that makes the tea. And then all of a sudden, it started raining, but there is a person who is not getting wet in the rain. And then the big man, that person, the huge one, oh yes, I said the Isa was cooking at the grill, and then the big person that lives in the woods with the other person that is an introvert, I think, they were at the lot, and then now they are not at the lot. And then the business person, the one that does not act like the other generation A B C D E F G all the way to Z, that one that does not act this way, she is like, oh, they're sitting there and they're like, oh, with something in their hands. But is this little one with the ribs, this one is not getting wet in the rain.
I can't stress enough, wherever Alec is, I am peeling out towards whatever is happening.
Also, I cannot figure out this person. They are saying, oh, they called and they said they made an order, and I tried to find the order, but I cannot find the paper that is written on, and the cash register, it keeps making a beeping sound.
Okay, we've been over this. The code for the cash register is 11111 because you made me make it easy. Much to my chagrin. Secondly, is there someone in the store with you? Is the person not getting what has happened? Do you know anyone's names of what's going on? Because I followed like ribs, tea, big person.
It started to rain, like, half the host of Haven has decided to take a leak at the same time. It is raining very hard outside, okay?
Yeah, okay, I am driving terribly, disgustingly fast. I will be there very soon.
And this is why I am wondering, why does this big man that cooking the stuff, he always wearing these slides, the slippers, but he put on the socks. These are not slides that you are supposed to wear with the socks. But he is out there, oh, I am flipping the ribs, I am cooking all this meat, look at me, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, you mean food ribs. I thought you meant some, okay. No, that's slightly less concerning. I don't know. Auntie, I love you.
Yeah.
I'm going to hang up the phone now because I'm driving 80 miles an hour, okay?
Oh, yes. Did you get what I am asking you to get?
Yes.
I don't remember what it was, but that is why you are working, because
exactly.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I knew that was a wig. Oh, Asta has took off her hair. She has taken off the hair. Oh my goodness. It looks like, the little dog that looks like the little ones is like, it's a Yorkie Yappy.
I think
that's what it looks like.
All she can hear over the phone is the sound of me honking the horn and shouting people to move and like rubber on road.
And just, if anybody looks towards the grocery store, which is adjacent to the lot, there is this small little face looking out the window with these Coke bottle glasses as she's yelling at the phone. Oh my goodness. And there's an update like every few minutes, even after you hang up, right? And we now go back to Rosemount in Eisen, taking off after the mysterious looking person who is leaving the lot. And for people in the lot, it is raining. And it's raining. It's not quite a torrential downpour yet, but it's raining like a 90s R&B heartbreak song, where it's raining just enough for everyone to be soaked, but still strangely able to still dance and move around. So it's that level of downpour at this point. Visibility is not obscured, as you two are pursuing the mysterious figure, correct? And then Orfi and Ahui are staying in the lot, somehow mysteriously dry.
For the best of everyone's safety, yes.
Okay. So let's start with the people who are doing the pursuit. And are you endeavoring to do it stealthily, or just you don't care if people see you or not, you are taking out?
No, I'm not trying to stealth or anything here. I'm just very one-track mind at the moment. Doesn't seem like a situation where I need to stealth or anything, so I'm just trudging along.
It's very difficult for Rose to be stealthy with their size and just everything they're wearing. It just jingles whenever they move. So
we'll take a moment, because I forgot to do this in the first episode because I was just super excited about everyone's characters. As you all are making this pursuit in the rain, describe what your characters look like for the audience.
Oh, in the rain.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Rose is he's got heavy work boots on, probably has steel toes in them, so I would say Timberlands. Long, well worked over jeans that maybe look like they're losing a little bit of that denim sheen, but he's definitely been wearing them for a while. Then has a t-shirt on that there's text on there that is indecipherable because it's all of it in like that heavy metal font that just goes all over the place. Has a denim vest on with the arms that have been cut off and has all these different patches from a bunch of different obscure metal bands that I would say the majority of the people in the village have never heard of. Has long, kind of wavy, uh, dark to light brown hair, unkempt beard, well kept mustache, and large, kind eyes, and a kind of oval shaped face.
And Eisen.
Very cool. Sorry, I'm just soaking it all in. Eisen is very plain, simple clothes, work boots, pretty heavily worn, pretty at this in this situation in the rain. You can tell that the mud is now rehydrating and they're caked in it. Pants, very simple denim jeans, pretty worn. There might be like some you know how if you wear your pants just a little bit too low, the backs of your jeans catch under your shoes a lot, and so there are tears. Yeah, they're tattered like in the back there. They don't. Yeah, so they're tattered in the back there. Very simple, plain gray thermal that looks like it's wearing him at this point because again, super soaked. Average build, nothing super outstanding about Eisen's like, you know, he's not super muscular, but he's also not super skinny, like average. Me, like, I'm gonna say like five. You're like that is a 5'9", maybe 5'10" person at first glance. Hair, straight black, maybe about neck length at this point. Usually back, but it's like now hanging down again. The weather, and the eyebrows are probably the most striking thing about Eisen's facial features. They're very thick, giving off like super Rock Lee vibes, and a uh, beard that has not been trimmed, facial hair that has not been trimmed in maybe like a year or so, but it's stark. It's like it's not like super bushy or anything. It's just kind of like it takes him forever to grow facial hair, and so this is like it's maybe like right there, just yeah.
Uncanny beard bros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The what was the other thing? Did I imagined? Sorry, this should have been a question way back during character creation. Was there any like sort of like identifiers for people at the forge? Like I'm thinking like dog tags or something that would be like a keepsake or something.
There was IDs. They didn't call
IDs.
them dog tags. They didn't call them dog tags, but they were dog tags.
Okay,
They
yeah.
just
So
called them.
yeah. The only other thing is that he's got those ID tags on around his neck. Yeah.
And so it's really difficult to stealth in the rain unless you're trying to do it. And you see the individual that was wearing like a hoodie, kind of pulled up, soaked, nothing rain resistant at all, which makes no sense. But they're not wet at all. As they turn and look at you all, shades hide their eyes. They have on like a face mask that's dark gray, and they stand there with their hands in their pocket looking between you two. And it's about after you followed them for almost like 5 minutes away from the loft towards the road that leads to the west tower. And they look between you all, between you two, hands in the pocket.
I'll call out and go. So sorry. Just wanted to make sure that everything's that you're okay. And the storm was super sudden. Everyone's going over, like everyone's packing up. And I'm more taken aback at like how this person does not look like they've been here a while, right? Like, like I'm not here a lot. I'm not here a lot, but I still know that people here look a certain like people here have like have their own fashion trends, and this person just doesn't fit, right? Is that what's going on here? Okay.
It's a small town.
Yeah.
And I say, there's a low chuckle. Do you know what I always liked about you, Isaac? Is that you get straight to the point. You always get straight to the point. Now, you follow orders very well. You listen very well. You ask all the relevant questions. That's what I always appreciated.
I'm tensed up. Like if Rosemount's behind, you'd see like it's visible how tense I am. By the
Rose.
At this point, you probably would have like caught up or something.
Absolutely, Rose immediately sees that and puts a big hand. I forgot to mention Rose is about 6'7", so a large height difference. Just puts a gentle hand and steps forward and is just like, "Hi, friend. We're just making sure that everything's okay. We know there was a little bit of commotion. Just want to make sure you're doing fine and that you're going where you need to be."
How do you know me? Who are you?
There's a moment before this individual is named Fritz, and it's been 10 years, and they look very similar to last time you really saw Fritz, and this was Team 42.
No.
One of the members of Team 42.
Fucking Team 42 back again, harassing me 10 years later. Okay.
Takes off the mask, and for the Forge individuals, Team 42 was one of those teams that never lost a challenge, was always at the top of the game.
It's fucking Team 7, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And just takes off the mask and just looks. I'm almost hurt. No, we were like a siblinghood at the Forge. We all connected. And just here you are. Small town living. Looks up to the sky, looks back.
But what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just doing what we always do. Following orders.
And what are your orders?
I'll put if your hand is still on Eisen, I will gently remove it and go, the forge was disbanded. What do you mean orders? The forge isn't anything anymore.
Oh, right, Forge, it was disbanded. It doesn't exist anymore. We're just going to erase all of that at one time. Looks up at the sky. I would love to stay and chit chat, but I've got a rendezvous with someone. This isn't very easy to manage. But it was feeling a bit dry around here, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, if you are the source of the rain, we're all very thankful. Is there any way we can help you out to do what you're doing?
There's a moment, head tilt, finger like goes to their ear. I wish I could stay and chit chat and negotiate some kind of way. I'm pretty sure both of you could be helpful, even if you just kind of stood in the way. like a mountain. Gosh, you're a big one. Just there's a pause. Oh, all the people with the oak trees and all of that. Well, that tracks. Healthy eating, organic food. Fritz just kind of looks
Yeah,
a little
what,
bit intimidated
yeah.
by Rose. Well, whatever that they're hearing in their
What
the earpiece.
while that's happening, I'm just like, what are you doing? What orders? What is happening?
All you need to know is that soon it won't have been for nothing.
And I will tense up my fists as I used to, and go, that's not good enough.
And then you start to see them reach a hand towards where the droplets of water are falling and collect some in their palm, and then bring it back. And there's a finger that they rotate over it, like stirring a cup of tea, and you see the water start to swirl in their palm. Orders say there should be no altercations at this point. Just a demonstration. But if you want to revisit some of the best times at the forge, we can.
You know, I'm a big communicator. Okay.
Oh,
I love open communication. I teach a lot of the kids that, and they don't get that a lot in their homes. So I think you're being a little vague, and I think it would really help everyone here if you were a little more upfront and straightforward and honest with what's going on. Because if there's no danger to anyone here or any of the town or anything along those lines or any of the kiddos that are coming for summer camp, we'll have no problems.
There's a kind of a twitch. Fritz twitches a little bit. It's like honest communication. Right. The kumbaya thing.
Almost like a snarl towards Rose. Just go, that's not how they operate. And the hardening of the muscles starts working its way up the arm, and I start taking steps forward.
Fritz takes a couple steps back.
Rose just tugs on Eisen's arm that he still has reach in and just kind of holds him and is just like, well, people change. Things have definitely changed. So we just got to see what's going on. So like I said, as long as no one's in danger, no one here in this town is in danger. None of the kiddos coming in or anything along those lines. Everything will be okay. Right?
Fritz gets back on the communicator. Hi, boss. Yeah. It's demo and one of a very large individual as well. You just said make it rain. We all giggled a little bit immaturely, and then I went off to do that. Permission to engage? Oh no, permission to engage.
While that exchange is happening, Eisen is hearing Rose's words and just kind of like you can see conflict going on in them bushy eyebrows, and the expression softens a little bit, and Eisen takes huge breath, and you see the hardening of the muscles on the right arm start to revert.
this is just in time for you all to hear a peal of tires coming down the west road as Alec is coming back into town. And you see this kind of standoff. You're probably familiar with, both Eisen and Rosemount being, in the town and so on. But there's a mysterious figure here, just swirling water in the palm of their hand and occasionally touching their ear.
I stop the car. I get out. This again, 6'2", dark skin, long hair and locks up in a bun, no shoes, in like 5-inch inseam shorts, open shirt, open like vacation cut shirt, starts walking up, steaming from the rain. Gets about, I don't know, like 50 feet. Like I'm like a respectable distance from this person swirling water. That is like, I will stop here for now. And I look over. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to tell me what's going on.
Oh, Alec. It's almost like a reunion because it would have been me and Eisen and you.
Yeah.
Mo,
Hey,
the-
you got your clock is started.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, honestly, well, I don't really like being put on the spot. I was not really the talker. I'm going to go. I have to meet someone at the West Tower.
You got 10 seconds.
We're here to change everything.
Just to be clear, that statement that I talked about that honesty, that you're not agreeing to that, right? That this town, none of the kiddos or anyone here is going to get hurt. You're not agreeing to that.
What I'm saying is no one has to be hurt because there's a pause. Oh, right, 5 seconds. Because that's what heroes are for. And then they start walking backwards, putting back on the mask.
I think I look over at Eisen and Rose. So I light him up or no?
Let's take a moment to think about it. Is this person wearing, what is this person wearing?
This person is wearing all black hoodie, black cargo-like pants, rubber-soled sneakers,
Okay.
and
Are they wearing a belt?
no belt.
Okay.
But
Okay.
they did have the ear piece.
So Rose is just gonna tug the metal on the zipper of the pants and the button, whatever, and just make sure that their pants fall down and they're tripping.
Good. So let's do our first ability roll. Wait.
Yes.
In this particular campaign for pants unzipping. Because we're a gritty sci-fi show. Okay. So you would be... Yes, this is going to be an energy roll for you.
Okay. That is 3 separate successes.
Okay. And
Love it.
I'm going to say...
And one of them was the critical success.
Yeah.
I got a 1.
Okay. Well then, shoot. Okay. So you all just see this suave sort of, backing up, putting the thing on. I have a bit of swagger to my step. And they turn, make that one step, and then pants just fall down. And then they're like... Okay,
Rose quickly walks up and just puts a big boot on the pants that are on the ground. So, let's have a talk.
pause there and go back to the lot where we have Ahui and Orfi settled at this thing. And still dry, though. Still dry as can be, unless you're not sustaining your little bubble of protection anymore.
Oh, well, I definitely was because I still had a plate of food that I was working on. But now that the plate of food is done, I look at Ahui and go, "You okay?"
Quick question. What I was given last time by Rose, what exactly is that?
It
A
was
battery.
it was a small TENS unit that had been manufactured into an electrical repository to be used as a weapon.
Great, cool.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, Ahui, who is still dressed kind of in office clothing, like just like blue collar shirt, slacks, ponytail, is holding a bomb basically now. That is full of the only place I think where it would be really visible is that like it's humming with electricity probably at this point, because they're absorbing all of the static and all of the lightning and electricity from the area. So also if lightning strikes, it's gonna strike Ahui. They'll be fine. They're just absorbing it, but like that's where it gets drawn to. And you might see some electrical crackling sparks around the hands where they're touching the unit. Is just gonna look back at Orphe like, well, this feels unnatural. I'm dry, so I'm assuming you know, like me.
Finishing the last bit of like food.
Can you describe Orfi?
Orfi is just in just basically in all black at this point with like things that have gold accents. Orfi also just has hair and I guess like mid-length locks with like rings, just like rings going throughout the whole like bunch of hair, and it's just kind of looking around for a place to put these plates so that he doesn't just leave them outside.
Ahui has like an anime tension vein, like sobbing at the forehead.
And then I draw like Ahui. He sees Orphe pull out a card. You know, like a little thoughtful and then serious. You should go find the others.
Brilliant. Well, safe to assume you weren't at the academy. And Ahui's going to like stand with the battery bomb and is would like to walk towards where the others went, but cannot leave the bubble, or at least doesn't want to leave the bubble because I didn't make this battery, so I don't know how waterproof it is, and it's got a lot of juice in it, and I'd like to not kill everyone. So I'm stuck by your side. So yeah, Ahui's gonna start walking, reach the edge of the bubble, and then like turn back and be like,
like I'm following you.
Okay, good, perfect. So we're.
I am looking for trash cans, so if I find one, I'm going to turn aside to a trash can.
Just so conscientious about the plates, but it's probably for the best because the aunties would not let anybody live it down.
Like, well, I mean that, and like if you don't like, this seems to be a place where if you don't cause problems for people, people don't cause problems for you. And me being like at least somewhat under the radar is a good thing.
So like we pan out to see like this duo magically dry carrying a loaded electrical charge down West Road to this standoff.
So like what the weird thing that happens, and I think this is going to be funny for everybody, and you'll notice that Orfi starts moving away from well lit areas because as he moves, it's not like the water just cascades around you, doesn't touch anything. It basically forms a ring and starts orbiting the entire space around where Ahui and themselves are standing. So it's kind of like you have a little, like almost like a little miniature planet, like planet Saturn of water.
Nice. Interesting.
It's the one thing that I was kind of, well, either really good at or really bad at doing. He wanted me to make other shapes, but I could only make spheres.
And through the window, there is still Auntie Jewel talking on the cell phone that is not, may or may not still picking. Oh my goodness, they are now moving. Which one of the planets is the one that has that sounds like a body part? Which one is that one? It has a ring. Is that the rings? It may not be the one. We watched that documentary. I don't actually know. They are walking. They are walking. It is like it. All we need is the skirt. All we need is the skirt. That could be a good hoop five skirt. I think I will talk. Oh, look at us. They put it in the trash can. Such well-mannered people. You just don't kidding.
I love her so much.
The thing.
She must have plot armor. Nothing can happen to this auntie.
Yes.
I'm the plot armor, don't worry.
And then back to the tents-ish kind of setup. And on the sides of the road, this is a very beautiful town. There's lots of nature everywhere. But the brush near the rest road is mostly, let's say, dead. It's not, most of the plants there are not in season, so it's a lot of browns and so on at this time. And there's a rustle that normally would be generated by wind. But it's more so like the plants themselves are swaying ever so slightly. And soaked but seemingly happy, there's a slender, willowy young lady who is walking from the brush towards the road, occasionally moving a hand like conducting a symphony as the brush sort of shimmers. Communication has and will always be the most important key to connection. And this happens to be Dara, who was a couple years younger than you, Rosemount, so looks a little bit different. Taller, adult, just here. Long, weirdly like auburn or brownish hair, tan skin, and just, this is supposed to be a mission probably, but is dressed like I'm gonna go thrifting today. Just a comfortable pair of loose fitted pants and a coordinated top made out of probably some kind of naturally woven cotton. No shoes as well. As she's like, oh, this is an unfortunate delay. Is that you, Rose? Look. There's a lot more hair, I think, than last I saw. Fritz, why are your pants down? This is not the time to be playing around.
Well, I think there was a bit of a situation here that communication wasn't being utilized, in Rose gestures at everyone in the situation. And it's just like, we just want to make sure that everyone here is going to be okay, that no one's going to get hurt, that everything's going to stay the way it is.
Nothing ever stays the way it is. Because life is change, and change is inevitable. But
No, see that now listen, that's the stuff that they fed us back in the camp, okay? Oh no. And Rose just kind of goes a little pale and looks back at the other two.
oh. Well, if you would please be so kind as to allow Fritz back a piece of their dignity, we will be on our way. There's much to be done to prepare. What I can say is, soon we will all be smiling. Soon we will all know our place in the beautiful ecosystem that is this world, because we will be needed. And Fritz is like, yeah, what she said? If I could just like have my pants back. And Fritz is actually wet now because they have lost control over what was keeping their
Good.
water from falling
Good.
on them. Like,
User.
excuse me, distinguished individual. That has my. I would try to pull away, but then it would rip and only brought one pair of pants. So.
Alec Eisen. What do we do?
I think Alec looks at Eisen with like the look, you know?
Yeah.
They can go for now.
And I'll nod in agreement and kind of shoot a stare over at Fritz.
Yeah. So I'm good. So I can have.
Rose will pick the boot up.
Fritz just kind of pulls pants back up. You know, anime villain era kind of ruined, like the whole vibe, but trying to recover, hands go back in the pocket.
The Netflix subtitles reads Dawn's pants wetly.
And then
what
you
does
see,
that mean?
you see Derek goes, oh, I heard a sound. Dara, we've been through this. It's in your ear. We put a little piece in your ear so you could hear what everybody was saying. Can you imagine if we could connect mind to mind without needing the interference of technology?
Oh boy.
I give Eisen another look.
I'm like both hands are hardening at this point. Like it always starts at the hands. And I just go, last warning.
You should leave and
okay.
not come back.
Oh. Well, if you can ask everyone to. Well, I guess the message will come tomorrow based. Oh, can they stop talking in my ear? Just next time, can they write down the instructions and then. Just.
What is this knockoff Team Rocket? On God.
Can I have us arrive at this moment to see the end of these shenanigans?
Please.
Okay, here's how I would like to do that if you don't mind. Ahui is going to see me stop, but notice that the ring of water just kind of passes through me and continues following them.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I am going to try to remain apace, like just so that if there is a range on things, that she's in range, but otherwise
follow.
out of sight.
So So we're going to do something here because of the situation, because of how you're endeavoring to manipulate this. I need you to go ahead and give me a power roll.
A power roll?
Yes.
Okay, it's
unless you're making a field.
I guess I guess the bubble would be kind of a field. Okay. These are D6s, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll allow you to make a field check if that's what you're endeavoring to do. Expand. Use your abilities to expand and create a field.
And I need to roll less than this number? Like small numbers are good things?
3 or below is a success.
Okay. I rolled 3 dice and I got 3 ones.
What the? Well. Okay.
All right.
I'm not. It works. Like, I'm not going to counter that at all. As you continue moving forward, and you see a flash of headlights as a sleek Mercedes pulls up beside the pickup truck that's, I guess, still idling on the side of the road. And you just see an individual holding an umbrella, wearing glasses, dressed in a 3-piece suit, sharp as can be. That just opens the door, steps out with the umbrella, and is like, this has to be one of the most unprofessional situations I have ever been a part of. There's idle chatter over comms. You were supposed to get in, get out. Pauses, looks between each person. Okay, what is this? This was not part of the plan. Fritz, you were supposed to get in and get out. It's very simple. Make it rain and leave. Now, you might not be familiar with what that means. You might have, heralded back to your city days where you stick around. But this is the situation where you make it rain and you leave. You don't stick around to see what happens after the dollar bills fall. You just leave. And this individual just looks over it. And you would recognize them, Nahui.
Great.
This is... Where did I put the name? This is Leo. Leo was in your dorm. Top marked, student, very focused on their educational pursuits. And did something with wind. You're not quite sure. Nobody really was that sure. But just...
So here's the thing. He may have been high up. Yep. He was still behind me.
Yes.
So I don't know his name.
Okay.
I might not even fully recognize him. He'll probably recognize me.
Whom's is this?
I just see someone who is
beneath.
Talking big. It doesn't seem like they should be talking big, and I am not super far away, and so I'm holding this. Can I see the van, the car that they were using?
Yes, it's a Mercedes.
Is it close to me? Is it close?
Yes, because theatrics are great.
Excellent. Just gonna glance at Rose you gave me this, so don't complain. And toss my battery at the just to land underneath the car and release the charge into the car, frying its electrical system. I'm assuming that is a. Let me get my chart.
Yes.
Let me find my chart.
This is going to.
Can I
Where'd all my shit go?
Can I assist? Because if I see her trying to throw something, I might want to help. Otherwise, it's just going to get caught up in orbit. That's going to be a problem.
You can give
Indeed.
them one.
It is quite heavy.
Also,
additional die.
Pronouns.
Them. Yeah. You can give them one additional die.
Yay! And then which role is it? Field, energy, or power?
Are you going to endeavor to control at all what happens with the blast?
Well, basically, all I'm doing is, I dropping where the energy's already in the thing, so I'm just releasing it from the battery. So I'm pulling it out. So where it goes into the car exactly, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Electrical circuits are all connected.
Just give me a field roll and with and you get to add an additional d6 because of Orfi's assistance.
Okay.
I don't have popcorn. I got pistachios. I hope that's okay.
Roll. Okay, that is a 1, a 3, and a 1.
Okay. So this is going to be the first contested roll. And I'm going to, where did that person's stats go? Okay, Academy, they've got a 3. Ooh, that was bad. So Leo doesn't really have time to respond. They take a couple of steps away from their expensive car, and then all of a sudden there's like not quite a boom, but just a electrical surging sound, and then all of these tendrils of electricity wrap around the car, and the headlights go out, the engine turns off, and Leo is sitting there. Was that entirely necessary? And then turns to see where it came from and goes, oh. Looks back, just has a groan of, oh. Looks back to the others. I was going to say get in the car and let's go, but we don't have a car now, so we're going to have to walk. And no, you cannot share the umbrella. Looks to you. Hi, we're not from here. We're visiting. How about that weather? Look, I'm not good at small talk.
That's okay. We don't have to talk small. We can talk pretty big. Don't come back.
Such a nightmare. Did you create the rain? And
Me?
the storm?
No, I did not.
Don't be facetious. Did you make this mess?
Looks at Fritz says, that would be most of my handiwork right there. You know, because it's about water vapor. And
I would like to have electricity like crackle a little bit, like just like shut up.
I pick up a rock. Just.
Oh, we're getting testy, are we? And then you just have like enough. This is not one of those cartoon things that you watch all the time. This is like, we have a timeline. No.
Who are you people?
Oh, okay. So we might as well just level set. We are here to, how do I put this? Okay, will you please shut up? Like, I have this. Yes, I have this. Okay. We are here to facilitate a real-time, how do we say this? Proof of concept, so to speak. There has been some changes made to a few agreements that were not completely legally, how do I put this? Just basically 10 years ago they messed up, and so we are here to prove that that was actually a mistake. And this location has been chosen for reasons I didn't really ask about, because again, they say, come, I need you to help calculate how we're going to do that. That's the part that I play.
10 years ago, as in the shutdown of the academy and, you know, wherever you guys went. And like, Ahui's like gonna look at Leo with like, it looks like could be like recognizing, and is then like, no, I don't know who this is.
So you all look stressed. I know that it is raining, but they messed up. We're still working on the professionalism. Dara, please stop dancing in the weeds. That is not what we are here to do.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I have a question.
Embarrassed for everybody.
You said professionals. May I shake your hand?
I do apologize. I do not shake hands with people with unknown affinities just because I don't know if there would be a counteraction, and I do need to protect not only my peace but my physical self. So,
I'm walking over while they're saying this.
Okay, you are approaching me, but I am assuming it is from a place of non-aggression. How can I help you?
I'm intently watching this, and like that rock is getting the grip on the rock is firmer, and it's like a big rock too. It's like a
I love
A
that.
big
it's
rock.
just it's just
like
ground.
a
It
tension migraine growing because of like secondhand embarrassment.
sorry, continue.
I lean in close
Mm-hmm.
to their ear.
Oh wow, this is.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
whoever's on the other side there, I touch the
Yeah.
thing.
Oh.
Hey,
this is
whoever's
happening.
on the other side there, I'm gonna advise that you leave our town alone. Because we all know how things go when I get fired up.
And you hear
Oh, I can hear the music right now. It's
a
awesome.
crackling sound, and then you hear a voice. It's almost a haunting voice because it's a voice that you at the Forge did not hear very often. Just recordings, videos. Alec. Codename Raw. Such raw potential. This is Dr. Meros. I am pleased to see that you have found your way into this ever so embarrassing tangle of talent. Are you interested in graduating after all?
Can I break their communicator?
Yes, you can snatch it out and break it.
I want to singe it in their ear.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Why would you do that?
Leo just has like so I can actually give this to like Leo is trying to I can like if you would like to utilize my communicator, it's not like
I just want to like set it on fire in my hand.
all right, that was a super expensive piece of technology, but it did not come out of my
what's
paycheck.
your name?
I am Leo.
Leo? I don't care. And the only reason I haven't set your shoes on fire is because Auntie is watching, and I don't want to upset her. So I'm going to, one last time, politely and firmly, tell you all to leave and not to return, because next time, I promise you, you'll wish it was just your shoes.
That name feels familiar.
And I walk away.
We were in the same class. You probably do not remember. We weren't project partners, but I did come in second place quite a few times.
That would be why.
Right, I can just feel the dismissal in that tone. So we would love to leave, but somebody shorted out my car. So
if you go 4 blocks and take a left, you'll find a rental company. They'll help you out.
okay, cool. Yes, walk in. Fritz has just started walking. As soon Fritz sees Orfi and just starts walking very quickly. And Orfi, you and Fritz actually had abilities that required special training. And the moment Fritz sees you, they just go, right, I'm out. And then just starts walking very quickly down the road.
And there is a whole moment of recognition where Fritz sees me and I see them. And it's just the blackest of all possible things to do. It's just a nod. Just one single nod.
Fritz is like, I'm out of here. Dara is like, but the sky feels like it's crying with joy. Leo's like, I honestly do not have time for this, Dara. And Dara's fine. Take the fun out of everything. Dara just starts walking after, looks at, just waves again. Because Dara was in your kids' class. Like, it's been 10 years. She's got a lot taller, but she was a child last time you saw Dara. And just, we're gonna make everything better again. Just you wait. Just keeps walking. And Leo is, we're gonna go rent the car. We're gonna leave. My word of advice for all of you, since you took the communicator, destroyed it. Leo looks behind his shoulder and then looks back at you all. I was hired as a contractor. I'm getting a very fat paycheck to organize all of this.
I'm gonna stop you. Awkward question. Do you have any fillings?
Again, I do not disclose.
Answer the question.
I'm feeling very threatened here. I'm feeling very threatened.
If you do not come back. Even if you don't.
All right, and Leo's just like, I can pick up on what's happening here. That's not going to stop for a while, just so you know. And I would advise you all to keep your eyes on the stars. And there's a moment that the professional, I'm BSing you all because I'm not afraid of anything, cracks, and he just goes, keep your eyes on the stars. So we're gone. Leaving. We know we're not wanted.
Alec is waving and saying bye over everything they're trying to say.
I do hope somebody took that note. And then he just starts walking towards this. Fritz, where are you? Fritz, I'm gone. I've been gone. Like, Fritz has been gone. Fritz is just over it.
And Alec looks at everybody. What the hell was that C-team shit they sent to us?
The hell was that C-team shit you all were pulling?
I still have the rock. I'm gonna I chuck it into the side of that car with all of my all my strength, out of frustration. Like you see, just for a flash, the sclerokinesis activate on the entire arm, and it makes just a hole in the car, a rock-shaped hole, perfect and clean. And when you say you at C team shit that you just pulled, I go, that was what happened in response. Eisen goes, I don't know. I don't know, but this feels like the Forge.
Well, that was the academy. We pointed at like where Leo was.
It was the garden. It was the garden too.
Me, they're working together. Ugh.
You're on mute.
Oh, Austin, you were muted, I think. I didn't hear
I'm muted. Alex says the doctor was on the communicator.
I walk over to Eisen because I think Eisen is the only person who would understand this, and I show him the card that I drew.
I get to know it. What is it? Is it in DMs? Or are you just gonna tell me?
I mean, you know something? I will absolutely DM it to you so that you can have fun with this. Give me a second.
Okay. I mean, you can just tell me. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. When I look at it, I think I sort of a little bit more calm. Just go. Wait, really? You think so?
I love that they're having this private conversation around a card.
It just goes. So for everybody else, it's the chariot card.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things that it means, but one of the things that it means is adversity. Like there is a battle brewing, and there may be some vengeance involved.
Yeah. And so in response to that, it's like, you really think so? I've been out of it. I'm useless in a fight.
There was a Forge person and another garden, and a person from the academy, and they didn't do that before. That's probably bad.
They said they were gonna make proof of concept when they just left all of us to fend for ourselves. They kind of let slip that we were all out here to be heroes, or which ended up sounding more like just we were all being trained to be soldiers, part of this equilibrium sort of thing, and then they lost the funding or whatever. And now they're doing the proof of concept, so it sounds like they're trying to show the government that it's worth the investment. So they're gonna make an event happen here. I swear I've seen this in like at least 2 Godzilla movies, okay?
No, yeah, it's like
yeah.
4 or 5, I think, really.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a weird plan, right? They're like, we need an event. What if we woke up another what are you doing? What do you mean? You need a robot to fight a monster that's asleep?
Wait, the crater.
What?
No. We don't live in a movie.
This isn't a show.
No.
We do live in a crater.
Okay. Ahui's gonna turn around to look towards the lot. Are there any elders still out, or has everybody cleared out? Is everybody okay?
So, most of the people have cleared out, and you all are about, like I said, a good 5 minutes away from where the lot is down West Road.
Okay.
And y'all hear this little of galoshes in wet in puddles, and you see this 4'11" little figure wearing like a raincoat from the 70s, making their way down the muddy street towards you all with of all things, a lantern and an umbrella, as Auntie Jewel is coming down the street towards you all. Hey, why are you over here just loitering by the cars?
We had to unload the truck.
There was also an accident, you see, and I work and live at the junkyard. It's like my side business, so I was here making sure everyone was okay, and I'm gonna take care of the car.
She looks between all of you. Do you want to know what I saw? Do you want to know what I saw? Like,
she's still like, I believe Ahui still has a whole ring of water orbiting her very being. Sorry, their very being.
Yeah. And then you just see Auntie Jewel looks at Ahui. Hey, yeah, you got to make a money off of this. I see this in the show. Something strange is happening, and then all the kids have no supervision at all, and it's this weird thing, and all of these monsters and strange things, and then there is this baby child thing that is going, and then all of the strange things happen. But it is very popular. It is a very popular show.
I got her a Roku.
There's gonna be little electricity crackling in around like Ahui's like fingers. Be like, oh no, this is me. This and like gesture to the ring is them. Like gestures to Orfi.
Aren't you all very much a little bit too old? Like every time I see this show, it's like all these children. But you are beyond this. You all have jobs. You do not have the time to go around with the stranger things and all everything and the eye fighting the monsters and whatever else is happening. Come in. It is raining outside. You're going to get sick.
Your umbrella has a hole. I put like my hand. I just like put my hand over her, and it's just like is like steaming. There's a hole in your umbrella. Like I gotta get her. What are you doing out here?
I come to tell you that in the lot, yes, there is something very strange that is happening. There is a hole in the metal.
A hole, another hole, not the pothole.
Or the hole in the car.
What in the world? Before she turns and sees the car, she's like,
I told you there was an accident.
this is not an accident.
No,
This
it was
is-
Sure
very
it
much
is.
on purpose.
What happened? A very small car come flying through the air and hit it.
That happens plenty of times.
Eh.
Will
This
you
is
show
why I
us the other hole?
pauses. What other? Oh yes, the lot. Come. Or pauses. Wait a minute. I came out here to not for you to tell me what to do. I came out here to tell you all that you need to come in. Because it is raining outside and you're going to get sick.
They're
Well,
not
I'm
going
dry,
to.
so we can check out the hole. We can do that.
Oh,
How large of a field would you say is around Ahui right now?
how much are you? You got all ones, so like you could literally expand it to just be.
Okay, so Orfi just walks up to everyone and gently just ushers them in Ahui's direction.
Oh God. Yeah. Excellent. No personal space. What I really like.
And then you see Auntie Jewel say, "Oh no! I have seen this one. You are not going to make me go to sleep and have to play our music through the what is this thing?
What?
I don't
The
have
Run
any.
Man."
I just continue ushering her in that direction. I have no music. But for everybody who walks through, just because, why not? Because we have the ones to do it with. Like, the edges of the bubble are, the way they're set up at the very least is that they're like practically water repellent. It just dries you off as you walk into the bubble because it pulls water molecules off of the surface of your being.
Very cool.
And you just hear the narration. First of all, Isa could not get the grill out, so that is going to rust. I know it's going to be rusted in the morning, but that is what he gets. That is what he gets for showing off. Why do you need 3 grills? It's not melt, it's in it's just chop. All
Would
right.
you like some help with fixing your umbrella later?
There is nothing wrong with my umbrella. My 5th husband gave me this umbrella.
Oh.
There's 3 holes in that umbrella.
Yes, because I only have. I'm not going to explain to you why there is only 3 holes in this umbrella. But
Only 3 holes?
What do you mean? We can get you a new umbrella.
I am just telling you that umbrellas are not bulletproof. So come. She just keeps walking.
I'm like, she just talks like that like every day, and then she's like, "Did you stock the mangoes?" And I'm like, "You just talked about like a gunfight in the air," and she's like, "Yes." And you just talk, and just every day, it's just like that.
Just continues walking. Oh, and you see, in the center of the lot, there is a hole. A perfectly, well, not perfectly. It's about maybe 12 inches in diameter. And she's just take you, come. And somebody else is running past, like putting something else. She say, "Hey, we are walking here. I am with the cast of the
Oh.
things. Come." She comes to the middle. She
I
says,
preferred C team.
"What is a city?"
I think
know?
they live in the water.
Ah. Yes. My 4th husband, he was in the Navy. Okay.
The look of anguish on Ahui's face.
Just takes you to the hole in the middle. And it's perfectly symmetrical.
Like in the ground?
Yes.
How big?
This is some. Go ahead.
It's a 12-inch diameter in circumference.
This is some Alien versus Predator stuff.
Does this look like the work of someone from the academy, from the forge, or from the garden?
this, I will go ahead and let you all have it. Does not look like anything you all have seen.
Yeah,
Because
I
it's
was
it's a
gonna say.
perfectly symmetrical hole that looks
We're
like
not
it had to
really-
have been created by a machine.
We're not really in the habit of taking dirt. I don't know what
Uh,
you're doing in like the garden, but we
Don't like study dirt? That seems like a normal thing to do.
no,
okay,
we
that's
were
fine.
too busy trying to become well-read, well-educated superheroes.
Do you know how to garden?
Some superheroes work in dirt. Like Poison Ivy does dirt stuff.
Poison ivy
True.
isn't real.
I'm just saying, it's not
There
unheard
are-
of.
There are definitely people with Poison Ivy's powers. Just saying.
You just have to say, I do not understand this one. You will show me this on the DVD thingy, right?
On the Roku, yes.
Because I cannot understand the what is this? The waving. You play the TV shows and it's a waving. What is this? A brook? I don't know. It's
A stream.
oh yes, that is the one. I cannot get it to work no matter what I do. I push the button. I even try to put the water. It does not work. Okay.
Oh
Did you
no.
say who did this?
It was a metal bird.
A drone, then
What is a drone?
metal
metal
bird.
It's
bird.
yeah. It's the United States government.
Or somebody else's
So-
government,
Think
or
of,
any 15-year-old with an Amazon account.
Think of a
I-
giant bird, but when it moves, it sounds like a swarm of bees.
I did not see a swarm of bees. I saw a small little round, like a circle, like a golf ball, and it said, and made a, and she drops the lantern, but then catches it before it hits the ground.
Oh, dang, reflexes.
Wait, is there something in this hole? Is it like
Yeah,
straight
I'm
down
looking.
into,
I'm
like,
looking at it.
darkness?
There is a tiny emitter in the hole, a little tiny green flashing light.
I'm like, that seems like brain stuff.
Yeah. Rose will go in and pick it up. And does it feel metal at all?
I need you to give
Uh-oh.
me
You touched it.
a power roll, please.
Oh, that's what I'm good at. A 1, a 2, and another 1.
Yeah, I get it. 1, 2, and the other 1. Okay, the moment you put your fingers on this little emitter and you pull, it doesn't look to be like something that is easy to remove from the hole. It looks like there has been almost like a, how do you say this, a pool table kind of hole carved in there, and this is at the bottom. But the moment that you touch it, you feel a tingling surge throughout your body. And for a moment, items that are within a, I want to say, 10-foot radius of you tremble if they're metallic. Anybody that has on earrings or anything that is metal.
So you hear like my hair basically starts to jingle at this point.
They're just like this. While your hand is on this particular item, as almost as if your abilities have been pushed to their max. Do you keep a hold of it or do you release it?
So do I feel if it's metal at all?
It is metal, but
I crush it.
no.
Oh no.
No.
No, don't do
No.
that.
Oh no.
You go to attempt to crush it.
Mhm.
You
Oh,
almost feel like someone is countering that crush. It's expanding. The field around it expands as you attempt to contract.
Very cool. I want to try.
Oh, that's a physics ball if I've ever seen one.
Or what?
Huh?
It's the. I just tried. It's made of metal. There's nothing metal that I can't manipulate, do things with, flatten, whatever. I can't touch that thing. I think just because of that, there's only like one thing that can stop that. It's just the perfect reaction, the equal and opposite force stopping anything from happening. That equilibrium. A physics ball.
Okay, so what if I cooled it enough where there was like no movement?
Does somebody else want to try to touch it, or
Yeah,
is
I
Rose
was
just
gonna
holding on to it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I can try it and then.
Yeah, Rose, let's go.
Wait. What happens when you touch the ball?
I become a magnet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everything
This-
feels heightened, like it's bigger.
So Orfi's face is really ponderous for a second. I shouldn't touch that.
Meanwhile, Eisen is like compressing it and like biting it.
Give me a power roll, please.
Biting it, you strange feral man.
Yeah. Power roll. Hold on. Oh, obviously. Okay. I got a 2. 1, 2, 2 5s, and a 6.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay. So when you go to, you pick it up, and all of a sudden you feel all of the way your ability works. It's almost surging. You see your muscles tendon, it comes down, and then something else, your strength increases and it's like all of this surging going on under your skin uncontrollably.
Ooh,
Again, like it's
the
been
muscle
heightened.
spasm. I don't like that.
Yeah. And when you try to press in, you are knocked back away from the device, and it clatters. It almost like it's magnetized to go back into the hole.
Okay. Who else wants to try?
See, physics ball.
My turn. I do not want to touch it.
Okay.
I believe we have the general ability to telekinetically push, pull, levitate things.
Mm-hmm.
I want to lift it up telekinetically and then put my hand near it and try to absorb even latent heat. It may not be giving off like a hot heat signature, but if it's generating energy, then there's some sort of heat in it for the particles to keep moving. And I want to try and cool it until the particles cease moving.
Go ahead and give me a power roll, please.
I love
Absolutely. So,
I just love everyone is trying.
I just want to see what it does to everyone. Like, that's my thing, you know.
And Ahui,
I'm okay if everyone fails. I just want to see how
if you can go ahead and give me a field roll right quickly.
Oh, yes, I can.
Yes, thank you.
I got 2 1s and a 2.
Okay.
I got 2 2s.
Okay. Hold on to that. I'm about to give you some information. Alec, when you don't touch it, you all see when it gets levitated out of the hole that it was in, and you don't touch it, you see that the green light starts to flicker, and then there's a beam of light that shoots out from it, almost like it is seeking something and scanning the area. And when your hand is near it and you are generating your own power to attempt to affect it, you see your hand get scanned up and down, then the light goes back into the ball, and it just pulses with that green light, but nothing happens.
think I just got ID'd.
Yeah,
just kind of turn with it floating. I mean, if you don't touch it, it's okay. What if we just like went and put it in a box somewhere?
Ahui,
Mm-hmm.
there was somebody in your class that was working on a project. Somebody that had a similar ability to Rose's and was working with someone else. Tried to get you part of it because of the your electrical abilities. And the project was never signed off on because the idea really was to create the equivalent of a physics ball. Really, that's the simplest way to describe it. Something that could not only pick up on the affinity of an individual, but enhance or negate, depending on the setting. Now, it was quickly shut down. Because why would you do that, right? A person generates their own energy. There is no application for this. But this was really generated as something that could be helped to train. That was the proposal. It's something that was generated that could be put in place instead of a person if it was ever needed. It's supposed to be your handy dandy kind of tool that go with you and I can't be here in this place, so let me set this here and then move off to the next task. It's all theory. It's all academics. And Dr. Meros shot the idea down. It escalated as far as Dr. Meros, and you remember it was a huge thing. The student was very upset because their idea was work smarter, not harder. And isn't that what we're supposed to do? So it was a bone of contention for a few weeks before it just dropped out of discussion. And from watching people interact with this particular device, that memory comes to mind. Keep in mind, you all have been doing this with Auntie Jewel standing there with her umbrella and her lantern. And just looking at you all.
I'm a real.
Yeah.
Umbrella just out here and unnecessary.
Just I don't think it likes when you touch it.
No, I don't think so either, Auntie.
Is this a Furby?
No.
What is this?
I would stop touching it if I were you guys. I have seen this before.
I just need another minute. I'll get back at it. And I'm saying this as I'm on the floor in the rain.
Ignore him, everybody.
I am going to just try to gently use our powers to pick him up and just bring him back over here.
I let it happen.
You just have. I normally would be like, oh, this is interesting. Let me go get some South Park and, nibble on it as I watch. But do you think it's a good thing to be playing with this high-tech Furby thingy when people can see you?
It isn't. We should go. Does anybody have some sort of container to put it in? We really shouldn't be touching it with our hands.
That's why it's kinetically floating right now because of.
I was we should put it in a box.
We can bury it in the junkyard.
No, I think it wants to be in the dirt. I think we should put it in a big box.
Yeah, I second the box idea. We also shouldn't levitate things in public, probably.
2 plates and some tinfoil.
We do still have tinfoil and plates, actually, because we are in the lot. So actually,
I just look at
that
Rose
is
for a second and go,
great idea.
Don't you normally have a satchel or a toolbox or something? Got a battery.
Oh yeah, my van.
Rose is so distracted by everything.
But also,
Auntie's just too good.
I don't know if putting it in a box is going to help. I don't think it was underground because it needs to to be underground. I think it was put there so that no one would notice or possibly disturb it. I'm very
But
concerned
It's
about what
supposed to
that
stay
does.
here because these. Well, I've never seen a real one, but these are supposed to stand in for the person whose powers are charged into it. So if they wanted it here, they want it to stay here, which means we should definitely move it. And Ahui's just gonna, I hate waiting, just do the thing. Is gonna grab 2 plates, 2 styrofoam plates, and some cling foil, and
Yes.
put like plate telekinetically, like hopefully like plates around it, and just start wrapping the thing in cling film, not
I-
aluminum foil, because that might be a conduit. Cling film.
I have an idea. We don't want it here, right?
Correct.
I can create a magnetic field around a larger piece of metal and slingshot it away.
We should definitely not just yeet the only clue we have. Okay, I've
We
got
can-
this in cling fall.
We can
Let's
take
let's
it.
get Auntie inside before she gets sick. And we can talk inside where nobody can hear us. You guys would have really sucked at the secret identity part of all of this. Let's go.
We can take
just
it out
have
to
Auntie go look to eyes.
Mhm.
Are you okay?
Yep. I'm gonna get up and just a little wet. It's just water. It's fine.
So you
Thanks.
don't want any pancake?
I didn't say that.
Well, you can say that.
Are you feeling bad enough that you need some cake? And I can make some hot, I can heat up some, what do I have in there? Hey, Alec, did I get some more tea or do I just have the coffee?
I have tea and coffee. I got sugar, milk, eggs.
Ha ha ha, yes, the eggs. I was going to try to make a European toast.
I'll think back to, like, I forgot where I put my tea. It's soaking right now. Like it's drenched in, like I could use some tea. Thank you.
Okay, come in, come in. Of course, my new place is going. This. How in the world is my? Hey, Alec, I think our place is going to be the hideout where everybody come and do the thing.
Yeah, it's looking like that now. We got enough room, so.
Yes, yes, yes. Come in, come in, come in. I was going to go on my date, but I think this is going to be much better.
Date with who? You didn't tell me you had a date.
know,
I
was
don't.
but I was like, I had this pen pal, but it's not really a pen pal because they live in the village, but they put the letter in front, and then I put the letter in front, and we're like, oh, and then I was going to go on my date, but I could not find what to wear, and then everything happened bad in the lot. So
I like
Who is
whispered from
number
him.
four?
Who are you going on a date with? What is
Zeke.
Zeke.
Zeke is a very old man. He's one of the security guards in the forest park area. Nobody knows how old that man is, but he's.
Is that why he stopped paying for the coffee?
I am all of the coffee that he needs.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm not upset about it either. I am not.
Woo!
You better let them know, Mama.
I am
Let them
82
know.
years old and I have had 7 husbands. And then he continues.
I'm just like when I met
Many
her,
a mysterious apple-related death.
Yeah, we're walking in. I'm like, when I met her, it was 2. I don't know what she didn't have more since I've met her. I don't know what's going on.
You didn't know she had more since you met her.
Yeah, I don't know. She took a lot of long weekend trips. You're right.
And you all make your way into the grocery store and further into the living areas with your love potato plate thing. And there is a moment where you have to come back out of the grocery store because you bring that plate flotation thing into the store, and all of a sudden it starts to, like, you see like water vapor floating in the air, like it's going to form a cloud or it could rain. And she says, no, 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 we just restocked the shelves. This is going to have to stay in the bathroom. I think we need to put this in the bathtub.
Okay. And I'm just gonna take the cellophane wrapped disc and put it in the. I'm gonna head over to the bathroom with it.
I consider the fact that we have not yet dismissed this whole ring of water and things floating around people. So I pull all of it into a spear, put the spear outside.
Because you get towards the door and Auntie looks back at you. It's just that look. I do not know what it is that you are doing.
I'm putting the water outside so it doesn't wet anything in my mouth.
Okay, cool. You can probably help us a lot when we have to wash the truck. I think this is something you can help with.
If you need help cleaning the truck, I don't need water for that, if that helps.
Well, I like to make sure that Alex knows that they are very much appreciated, and I like the work that they do. So I come up. Sometimes I go out there and I just rub some mud on the truck.
You do what? I say from no corner.
Hey, get you some business, and then continues to walk into the home. As everyone has had a very eventful evening. It went from partying and reunions and mysterious orbs. And as you all gather into the living room, spilling into the kitchen area, as blankets and towels appear, and you know that cake that's always somehow prepared and it's sitting on the cake plate and it's covered.
Oh yeah.
The plates come out and the utensils and so on, and then somehow there's some kind of rice dish that has come out as well, and then some orange juice, and then some kettles are on, and she's just bustling around, and then seemingly with her own magic powers there's a spread out, and she says, hey, they don't do it like that on the show with the little magic power kids. Nobody comes and says, I'm going to give you some good food. We are going to change the narrative. None of you are going to die. Then she goes and comes back to the kitchen.
I would agree. None of us. I'm sorry, I got a Roku. And
I do gotta say she's a little bit wrong. In the first season of Stranger Things, there is a character that provides food, and it is delicious canonically.
Yeah, that was another season?
That was the first one.
You gotta start at the first one.
Yeah.
I thought you work your way back.
You can do it whatever you like, Auntie. You know that. But that is an unconventional way to watch television. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
I walk into the bathroom to go look at the orb-covered plate, and I walk back out with a card.
I'd also like to say I watched Stranger Things season 2, season 1, and then season 3 and 4 because I got confused and accidentally started on number 2 because it had just come out. So you know what, Auntie is legit.
You know what, Brandon?
Hell yeah.
Perfect for it.
And then,
True.
As Auntie's babbling kind of fades to the background and everyone is getting situated, probably with a plate of cake or other food and a warm drink, we're going to go to each person for what's going through their mind or their final monologue, and then tell everybody who you are and what you do as we wrap up episode 2 of Kinetic TTRPG. And we'll start with Eisen. You've gotten a bigger piece of cake than everybody else.
Oh my god.
Auntie had to watch you. She didn't know what she was watching.
Yeah.
But you hit that ground.
That's fair. That's fair.
And occasionally she comes and like you after a minute get that she's looking to see if there's any wounds because she's trying to be subtle about it. You know, subtly just puts a first aid kit from like the 80s. It's still in that tin metallic kind of container.
Yeah.
But it stopped, and she's I could find an egg or maybe something. And she toddles off. What's going through Eisen's mind?
So Eisen is most interested in the tea, and the cake is nice, but most interested in the tea, and is really just going through breathing exercises, trying to, calm down. But what's going through Eisen's mind right now is sort of telling himself that the progress that he's made over the past 10 years isn't for nothing. Today was special circumstances. Making up, like really trying to talk himself down to be like, I'm different now. I'm not who they made me out to be. I get to choose who I am. I have support here. This chocolate cake is really good. I need another bite, and then he goes in for another bite as he's like going through this like cycle of calming thoughts. Really just letting himself find solitude as all this is bustling around. And that's kind of what's going on in through Eisen's mind right now until someone else will like pull Eisen into the conversation or like tap Eisen or something.
All right.
Oh, and then me, right?
Yes.
And then hello, my name is Christian, better known as Kappa in most online spaces. Sorry I missed the very beginning of the episode. Some stuff downstairs, someone knocked on my door. You can find me on Twitter at the Kappa Chris for all the wonderful, beautiful projects and amazing, funny tweets that I try and do. I don't know. I just do a lot of stuff. I do To Be or Not to Be with Brandy, and I also am on Roads Uncharted, a podcast set in the Genesis system by Fantasy Flight Games. It's nice. It's fun. It's very whimsical. Everything else I announce and post on Twitter. So follow Twitter. Yay! That's me.
We're going to go to Orfi next.
Poetic in a way. So Orfi takes a look at the card that she's drawn at this moment and kind of sees Eisen like very focused on this cake and probably talking to themselves in low tones. And I walk over to him and I hand him a card. The last time he saw this card was 10 years ago.
Oh, the Justice card.
It was Justice. I went to go, like, what do we do with this ball? And the card that I drew was Justice.
Very cool. Am I supposed to respond? Oh, I thought this was like outros and stuff.
Yeah.
Nope, you don't have to. You don't
Okay,
have
cool.
to respond. It's
Cool.
just one of those. The moment kind of hangs there, and there's just like a lot of, or if he just looks at you and gives you a nod, like there is, like this is going to be difficult, but I think you got this because that's what happened the last time you had to draw this, and also had to make very difficult decisions with things about the forge. And then, as for me, hi. I am Sinziak of Sunflowers and story-based games. So you can find me hanging around on Twitch on Tuesdays. You can find me here with this lovely group of people, and you can find me on the channel of one D&D Jordan Lee on Saturdays, where I am a robot who has a lot of questions about what it means to be human.
All right. Now we'll go to Ahui.
Sorry, it like glitched out. Did you say Ahoy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. It like glitched out. Now we go to, and I was like, oh.
It's you.
Hi. So okay, Ahui is sitting. Probably does not does have a plate because I'm not going to be stupid enough to say no to a plate in an auntie's house. but also like just ate and is just kind of snacking at it while like looking around and honestly wondering like why, and that this is not the vision of their future that they've had. It was bad enough to be sent away from the academy where they were thriving and then have to continue their own training in secret. And now that like it seems the moment has come and they're stuck with like a bunch of people they don't know. Nobody's from the academy. And there's no structure or organization in anything at all. And Ahui cannot abide that. Is not having a good time. And this is they meant it when they whipped around and were like, "What off-brand bullshit C-team stuff are you trying to do? This is ridiculous. Where's the hierarchy? Where's the structure? Where's the formations and the battle plans and all of this? None of it's there because they half of these people didn't even, I think, fully maybe know each other. Who knows? Ahui doesn't know. And frankly doesn't really care. Obviously, like this whole interaction was absolutely insane, and Ahui is just processing like between that and then the memory of the physics ball, and the people, and trying to remember the people behind it. But like, let's be real, Ahui doesn't pay attention to people that are behind them. So and this was also 10 years ago in addition to that. So, and also Christian pointed it out correctly in chat, Ahui did not actually remember who Leo was. Just immediately was like, oh, that's why you seem maybe kind of familiar. I might have seen you, don't remember. So Ahui's sitting and quietly, politely eating, politely like responding to the auntie if she says anything to Ahui. But is otherwise just quietly processing and trying to figure out next moves and decipher their memories a little bit further. And that's Ahui. And I am Brandy Rose. I'm at the Brandy Rose on Twitter, /cutestpatoot on TikTok and on Twitch, and Brandy Rose Official on Instagram, where you can find different things on different platforms. You can find modeling and cosplay shoots on the Instagram. I also use the stories to occasionally promote the things I'm on when I remember that I'm doing that. Apart from that, you mostly just see me believe my friends affectionately and vice versa. But if you want to keep up with my work, you can get that on Twitter for the most part. And then on Twitch, I stream a lot of behind the scenes things where I teach people how to produce things, like, for example, how to produce and develop podcasts, because I am the head and main developer at Patoot Podcasts, which is at Patoot Podcasts on Twitter, as well as its own Twitter, where one of the shows I do is, To Be Movie or Not to Be Movie with the wonderful Christian, who is not only my wonderful co-host, but also my beloved editor. And everybody should check out our most recent episode on Spotify for Sharknado, and because it was fantastic. And at some point, nice future Christian got to come back and do some notes in the recording, and that was a lot of fun. So make sure to check out the podcast. If you don't like podcasts, you'll like my streams. If you don't like my streams, you'll like my games. If you don't like playing games and you just like watching them, you can check out my 40 plus acting credits that I've accumulated over the last year. And if you don't like any of those and you just want to look at pretty faces, you should check out my Instagram and check out the cosplays or check out the photo shoots. I swear to God, I do something that you like at some point, something. So make sure to check all of that out. And as always, I'm happy to be here.
Hey. We go over to Rosemount.
Oh, wow. Rose is a bundle of a lot of different things right now. Is excitedly talking with people and finding that community again of just like, these people have similar have affinities. I understand that, and I have the capabilities and knowledge to help them in one way or another, and they have the capabilities to help me, and is just excited for that equal exchange. Is also incredibly nervous. The prospect of all of these other Affinity users and the institutions that everyone came from coming down and like crushing all of this town that he's come to love, and all of these other people are in. It's just really splitting his attention, bringing him to all these different places. So he's definitely acting very scatterbrained, hopping from person to person, making sure they're okay, starting up a new conversation. And he's struggling with the thoughts he had of when he knew that those three weren't here for anything good, and the things that he threatened to do and wanted to do. And I am Cameron, Cameron Blair. You can find me on Twitter at worldsmith_cam. I'm a writer, tabletop role-play game designer, a lot of things under the sun when it comes to storytelling, actual play player, anything like that. You can find me in Los Casados for our third episode this Friday. We play every other Fridays, where I'm playing a Irish immigrant in a Haunted West game. It's a lot of fun. You should check it out. You can find me for 2 more Wednesdays here, and I'm very excited to be here. If you want to tell stories with me, hit me up, and we'll have a good time.
Last, but certainly not least, the person that's been in Auntie's house probably the most out of everyone here. And Auntie does have that, and you know exactly what floral print couch I am talking about, with the reds and the oranges and the browns. Like, her whole living room set is that. No plastic. She thinks that's absolutely ridiculous. But it's a very homey kind of living area. A new TV and a Roku and so on. But yeah, what's going through Alex's mind?
Alec excuses themselves up to their place to get into something dry, which is ridiculous because they also didn't get wet just from the rain hitting them evaporating. And they go upstairs and they go to their back room that they have outfitted the back wall with a steel plate that just has a bunch of scorch marks. And they just like start going through drills. They do some hand combat stuff. They do some just like pyrokinetic stuff. Because as Aizen mentioned, like feeling rusty, Alex does not feel rusty. Alec does the same drills they've done every day since leaving the forge, because he feared that something like this would happen one day. He was like, I don't think like whatever that was, like they're not just gonna like leave us all out here. So she's upstairs doing that and just thinking that it was too good to be true to have a quiet life. And that's it for Alec. Eventually, like, we'll go back downstairs and be changed, and whatever, fix the Roku again, which is plug it back into the TV because she keeps unplugging it. But for me, Austin, I'm Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. I just got done playing Alec, who has the same pronouns as me. You can find me, Austin, though, in the real world on Twitter at SailorSkin Austin. That's at Sailor SCT Austin. You can find me every Monday on Prince Roll Dice at 9 p.m. Eastern, playing Mind the Martyr. You can find me every other Saturday in recorded version on Transplanar. I think this upcoming Saturday is a me episode. Transplanar RPG at 8 p.m. Eastern. Those are both on Twitch. You can also find me on my podcast, Secret Histories and Nerd Mysteries, and Secret Histories of Nerd Mysteries, wherever you get podcasts. We're over on Twitter at Nerd Mysteries. We are currently on a summer break, so our most recent episode, I believe, is still Neopets. But if you've not listened to us quite yet, perfect time to jump on in. There's no continuity, except when I refer to old episodes like a jerk, as I tell people you don't need to listen to old episodes, except when I mention them. So our summer break ends soon. But other than that, I'm a game and narrative designer, writer, performer, and friend. And come on down to Twitter Town, and that's where you'll see me talk about games I'm making, playing, or yelling about King of the Hill fan theories. All of mine are correct, and I will be taking no notes at this time.
All right. With that, this cozy, domestic, and somewhat stressful situation, we end episode 2 of Kinetic TTRPG. And I have been your storyteller, Honey. I write games, I play games, I run games, but mostly I'm just everybody's biggest cheerleader. Don't really have much to say in my outros except for I really want to encourage everyone to, as I always say, love your you. And if that's hard today, for any reason, that's okay. Because it's okay to be okay, and it's absolutely okay to not be okay. Surround yourself with people that support you through your challenges and celebrate your successes, because if they're only there for one or the other of those situations, they weren't there for you to start with. But I want to be there for you, and so does everyone else on this cast. So whenever you're listening to this, I hope that you know that the world is a better place simply because you exist in it. Have a wonderful evening, night, morning, or day, and we'll see you next week for the next episode of Kinetic TTRPG.
Episode 3, don't miss it.